I must say that my favorite part of last night's Kamala Harris interview with Bret Baier was the part where she started to talk about Donald Trump being unfit for office. Because as she started to go down this road, it was like Bret Baier and I were simpatico on the same mental wavelength. Because you know how you're watching an NFL game on Sunday? Say, look, stick with the city of Cleveland. You're watching the Browns play on a Sunday, and Deshaun Watson goes back to pass, and you see from his backside, from his blind side, you see the defensive end come around the edge, and you know Deshaun Watson is about to get obliterated, but he has no idea that the guy is coming. In the role of Deshaun Watson last night was Kamala Harris when she started to talk about Donald Trump being unstable and unfit for office, because I knew Bret Baier was going to be the on-rushing defensive end, blammo, with the what about Joe Biden's mental fitness? So enjoy that moment from last night's interview.
You say now
he's unstable. He is unstable, Brett.
He's not well. You say he's mentally not stable.
Watch out, here comes the end.
Let me ask you this. You told many interviewers that Joe Biden was on his game, that ran around circles on the staff. When did you first notice that President Biden's mental faculties appeared diminished?
Joe Biden, I have watched from the Oval Office to the Situation Room, and he has the judgment and the experience to do exactly what he has done in making very important decisions on behalf of the American people.
There were no concerns raised.
Brett, Joe Biden is not on the ballot.
I understand.
And Donald Trump
but
is.
You talked about it.
And Donald Trump
after George Clooney said within a few minutes of talking to President Biden at a fundraiser that he thought this was not the same Joe Biden that we saw on the debate stage.
Donald Trump is on the ballot.
I understand. You met with him at least once a week for 3.5 years. You didn't have any concerns?
I think the American people have a concern about Donald Trump, which is why the people who know him best, including leaders of our national...
Blah, 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 blah. No answer. No answer to that, because she's caught. And she knows she's caught. And her stuttering and stammering and stalling tells you she's caught. I wish, first of all, let me get to her. Let me get to what she attempted to rebuff Bret Baier's on-rushing quarterback flattening question was. She said, I've seen Joe Biden from the Oval Office to the Situation Room. Now, I've been to the White House. I know it's big. From the Oval Office to the Situation Room, how big can that space be? And maybe it's on a different floor. Maybe it's 2 floors. They have elevators in the White House. Joe shuffling off from the Oval Office to the Situation Room. What does that prove? Nothing. And then I love her saying, he has the experience to do exactly what he has done. Is there another human being on the planet to which that sentence would also not apply? My friend Bill has the experience to do exactly what he has done. So does my friend Jane and my friend Marjorie. And I mean, like, what a stupid answer. He has the experience to do exactly what he has done. Now, it's the only unkind thing I'll say about Bret Baier. Because while we were simpatico on the question, and I knew, here comes Bret Baier around the end, unabated to the quarterback. Ref better blow this dead before Kamala ends up a puddle on the turf. I wish Bret Baier had closed the circle. When she said, Donald Trump's on the ballot, I wish Bret Baier had said, but Joe Biden is in office right now with the world blowing up in Ukraine, in the Middle East, possibly in the Indo-Pacific. He's in office right now as the commander-in-chief. He's there because you refuse to act on what we all saw June the 27th in his first presidential debate with Donald Trump, which, by the way, if he's so adept shuffling from the Oval Office to the Situation Room, why are you sitting in front of me right now as the Democratic nominee instead of him? The safety of American citizens depends upon an American commander-in-chief functioning at peak efficiency at all hours of the day. His own staff has said, well, he's better between 10 and 4. Who isn't? And Baier didn't close that circle, and he should have. You have the power, Vice President Harris, to invoke the 25th Amendment. So either you believe he's more qualified for the job, because otherwise you would invoke the 25th Amendment. And if in fact that is why you have not invoked the 25th Amendment, because he is more qualified for the job, then why are you sitting in front of me right now attempting to take the job that he already has and that he said he wanted to do for 4 more years? Bret Baier eased off before gently pushing Kamala Harris to the ground. He could have blasted her between his shoulder blades with that question, and he should have. Because nobody thinks about this. We have a brain-dead, mush-brain moron in the White House to be succeeded by a brain-dead, mush-brain moron running to succeed him. The future of our nation hinges on us not allowing her to do that. I cannot fathom how bad she will be as president. I will make a prediction right now. I will make this prediction right now as my old buddy, the former Blue Jackets play-by-play man, Jeff Rimmer, used to say, without fear of contradiction. If she wins the presidency, she will either not run for re-election in 2028 or she will lose 48 of 50 states. She will be that bad. It will not take an Afghanistan botched withdrawal for her to become unpopular. She will be the most hated American president ever inside of 6 months.